They say make a business out of something you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Until that business that you're running, sorry about that adjustment, starts to make you feel like your life is a job. I recently stopped posting my stories on Instagram because, in case you're new here, I did a thing where I would post, the meals that I was eating on my story. I'd post the times that I was waking up. I'd post wisdom, the stuff I'm reading, all the stuff that I was doing in a day-to-day, right? And it got to the point where I stopped doing things for the sake of themselves. I stopped living my life. And I think this is a huge problem that a lot of people, especially in the personal development space, fall into, which is checking boxes for the sake of checking boxes. You hear from Fight Club, self-improvement is masturbation. Basically, mentally masturbating over great videos that you're watching that motivate you, like these, or books that you're reading for the sake of reading them, and all these things that are productive for the sake of productivity, where even while you're reading these books being productive, you're thinking about how it's going to benefit the future of yourself. The thing that leads to burnout, and the thing that's led me to be being burnt out the past couple of weeks, was always living for the future that was never going to come, because the only moment that we ever truly have is this current moment, right? There is never a time that isn't this current moment. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you start to do things for the future of yourself, like doing things for the sake of doing the next thing after it. So like reading a book because then after I read this book, then I'm going to have this thing of knowledge, and then I'm going to have more work to do and more. It becomes the point where you're always on this sort of hedonistic treadmill that never goes anywhere, right? It's a treadmill. And you burn out because your body's like, dude, what are we doing? What are we doing? And with this video, I want to talk about how I've lost the passion doing the things that I love to do, which was just lifting weights, talking to friends, and genuinely enjoying my life. Instead of operating out of a constant fear that if I'm not 100% productive, I'm going to be broke, poor, a member of the Matrix, I'm just going to die. I'm just going to pass away, because I think a lot of our fear comes from an innate feeling of a sense of death, of a fear of death, right? When in reality, that's not how the modern world is. You're not going to die if you don't read 48 Laws of Power tonight, right? Just live your life. Because on the other side of all of this chasing is horrible burnout that makes you miserable. And that's where I've been. I've been feeling like my life doesn't have meaning, like everything's falling to shit. I stopped going to the gym as much. I stopped tracking my macros as much, and everything just felt useless. I turned into like a fucking useless animal. And it's all because I was sick and tired of putting on a facade of somebody who I wasn't. And even then, I started not posting these videos to appeal to social validation, even though these things are just raw from the heart. I don't script any of these videos. I don't even really think about what I'm going to say before I say them. This is all from the heart. And I lost a big part of myself when I stopped making these videos, because this is where I just lay out the stuff that I've been learning, the stuff that I've been going through, right? For me personally, a consistent schedule where every second is squared out is not a life that is enjoyable to me at all. In fact, in the moments where you're always blocking your time to do this and do that, there's no spontaneity in your life to occur. There's no chance for life to be lived when you're always thinking about the next scheduled activity, right? I added 2 T's in that. It makes you miserable, right? And so keep doing the stuff that you're doing, but try to make it less structured. I mean, go to the gym at a random time for the fuck of it. Don't hesitate to talk to a random person at the gym because after you got to go to the gym, you got to post something on your story. I mean, this is just what I was doing, but it'd get to the point where I'd go to the gym and I'd be like, well, I need to go home and eat my post-workout meal and post it on my story. And then after that, I need to do this and I need to do that. I need to mark off all these 5 sections of boxes that I need to post on my Instagram story so everyone can know just how disciplined I am to be better advertising, even though it just turned into sort of a status game. If you're doing things like that, if you're always missing the present moment for a future that never comes, because even in the future, right, tomorrow you're still going to feel like this, in this current moment, watching this video, maybe in a different place, maybe in a different location, maybe less anxious, but it's always going to be this current moment. I advise you to seriously take a look at what it is you're doing in your day-to-day life and ask yourself, are you happy? Because happiness can only be achieved in this current moment. Lifting weights and getting healthy is a great thing, but once it occupies your entire life, rather than you just enjoying lifting the weights themselves, right? If you're lifting weights thinking about how you're going to look in the future rather than just lifting weights and enjoying the process of lifting weights, you're going to go a whole lot less far than the person who's spitefully, narcissistically thinking about how jacked they're going to be in comparison to other people in the future if they keep this up. You understand what I'm saying? Set some goals, right? Outcome-based goals. I want to be 200 pounds lean by the end of this year, right? For example. But focus on the process. I'm going to go 3 times a week. And then in the process of lifting, right? Just focus on lifting. Maybe listen to some music, but be spontaneous. Because when you confine yourself to this pressure of future or past circumstances that are never going to come, you're always living outside of yourself. You're never in your own head, in your current body, in this current moment that's tangible and livable, right? I do think that you should try to seriously pursue your goals, whether it's getting in good shape, whether it's, being healthy, whatever your fucking goal is, right? But enjoy the process of it. Because you're going to go so much farther. And everyone says that stuff, but you forget about it. And I recommend you read a book called The Power of Now, because I had to be reminded of this very obvious fact that, I was sitting on so much gold that I just decided to not take, which is the fact that this current moment is all that there is, and to be happy in this current moment. Set goals, don't get me wrong. I mean, set 3 tasks for the day. What I started doing is writing my goals at the top of my journal. So right now I'm working on getting my personal training certification just to get it out of the way, even though I don't technically need it to do online training. Getting a property right now. What is my other goal? I should definitely know this more. And moving out. Those are my goals. So I write all my goals first, right? And they're outcome based. And then I make a sort of morning routine that just grounds me. So right now it's just make my bed, cold shower, and then meditate for 15 minutes. I quit meditating, and every time I stop meditating, my whole life goes to shit. So I'm starting to do that again, and that's why things are actually going normal, because I can control my brain thinking thoughts that don't, beyond the point. We don't need to talk about that. And then just 4 to 5 tasks to complete throughout the day that are related to those goals that I set. And then I just write them down every day. So they're on the top of my mind, but I'm just enjoying the process of working through them. There's a little bit of hard work, but not every single second is just pure resistance. It's not, oh, I got to post this and oh, I got to do this. And, this is what I've been doing. Oh, I just ate. Oh, I got to post on my story. Oh, I just woke up. Oh, I got to post it on my story. Oh, I just read a book. Oh, I got to post something on my story. And then I have to show why I'm doing it. Then I have to be like, well, I was like you doing this. And then I have to be like, oh, well, this is why you fail at doing this. Which is great. You accumulate 15 stories by the end of the day, but you're never living in the current moment. That's just an example of what I've been doing. And my guess is you have something going on in your life where you're just constantly checking the boxes for the sake of themselves too. And maybe take a step back and realize that your time, you're not getting a return on your investment. You're not getting a return on your mental strain that you're putting yourself through. Because life is only ever lived in this current moment. Now, I'm not telling you to just get shit-faced every weekend and do dumb shit, because your health will degrade eventually, right? Everything you do in this current moment will have an effect in the future. But don't focus on it so much. Just make sure in the current moment you're doing shit that the version of yourself would do, that you want to be, right? A good way I think you could think about it is, because the brain's so prone to negatively thinking, think, where do I not want to be in 5 years? Okay, I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be fucking fat. I don't want to have 0 friends. I don't want to have a drug addiction. I don't want to still be driving in an old car. I don't want to be paying rent still. I'd like to have my own house, properties, etc. I don't want to not have freedom to go anywhere I want whenever, right? I want to have something that's remote. And then from that, backpedal it into something that's tangible. Because I don't think really anyone has a set direction, a set purpose, but you sure as hell can know where you don't want to go and do something for the reversal of that. And I think that should be your first goal, right? And even before all of that, I think your first goal should be getting in shape, because I think it gives you so many lessons for life that the person who doesn't get in shape doesn't understand. They don't understand that if you do something in this current moment, it'll benefit the future version of yourself, right? But there's a completely ass backwards other side of the spectrum that's, everything I do right now is going to benefit the future version of myself. And that's bad, because if you're always thinking about the future is always going to be the future. Even in the future that you project is coming, you're still going to be thinking about the future that's coming. Now, I hope I'm getting through to you by saying this stuff, right? Don't set goals, right? Forget I said don't. Set goals according to where you want to be, financially, physically, spiritually, mentally, relationally, and put those at the top of your journal when you go to sleep, before you go to bed. And then make some sort of routine that just gets you grounded. Meditation for me is the one. I've been dissed on for meditating, whatever. It helps me. I lose my shit when I don't meditate, so that's what I do. It's kind of like doing the laundry to my life. If I don't do it for a while, shit starts to stink and pile up. It's kind of like that. And then 5 tasks or so that you do. And then it's just that. And then after that, just chill. Just chill. Because, bro, this is all that there will ever be. You can only do stuff for the future version of yourself so long until you start to run out of future. You know what I'm saying? And then you're chilling. You're chilling. I've been so overwhelmed, brother, tracking every single calorie that I'm eating. And I'm getting back into it. But it's because I actually enjoy doing it, right? Because previously it'd be, I'm going to track my macros, and then I'm going to post it on Instagram. So I'd track my macros, and then I go to my Opal app that takes like 60 seconds. I was going to say 60 minutes. 60 seconds to unlock my app, and then post it on Instagram. And it just got so overwhelming. There's so much mental energy that would be better used on a platform like YouTube, right? Just, you guys are spending some time with me, knowing how I think. It's way more valuable than just me showing off the meals that I'm eating. Because most people think I'm doing it to show off anyways, when in reality I'm trying to teach the people that are watching my videos what someone who looks like me can eat, right? Again, people will say I'm not jacked either. I don't care. I'm like 190 pounds, 5'11", and I can bench 225 for I did it for 7 today. So I'm not it's not like I don't lift at all. But, you don't get that shit on accident. So that's why I post that stuff on my story, because it's like, this is the stuff I eat. This is the lifts that I do. I'm helping you out. But even then, it took too much of my life away to always document what I was doing. And it made my life miserable. And so now I'm taking a step back, recuperating, if that's even a word, hanging out with friends again, enjoying my life. Because, brother, this is all you will ever have, this current moment. And you can work really hard, but if you're operating out of fear, your life's just going to suck, man. And by operating out of fear, I mean, I'm going to go on a run, not because I value my body and I enjoy running, but just because, pain and discipline, and I'm going to come out so much better at this on the other side. Do some of that. Like, go against that resistance. Don't get me wrong. But when your whole life becomes going against resistance, you're kind of just resisting life at some point. That's a bar. Don't let it happen, because that's when your brain burns out. That's when your nervous system kind of gets like, man, like, fuck off. And you get slept. You get put out. I've been put out, man. Put out. Like, mental health issues, eating like shit, hating my life. And it's all just because I haven't been actually in line with the version of myself that I want to be, and just being present in the current moment and doing stuff to benefit the future version of myself, but also loving the process of making this video or this, life, just making what I'm doing, rather than thinking about, oh, well, if I don't do this, then this is going to happen and I'm going to be poor and I'm going to... Chill out. Chill out. Right? Even in your job, right? Even if you have a hobby that you expelled out to some sort of business, like I did, personal training, enjoy it. Enjoy the things that made you start the business in the first place. Enjoy the reasons why you started that job in the first place, right? Enjoy the lifting. Enjoy the conversating with other people. Enjoy the life that lifting gives you. And it might be, I don't know what it is that you're doing. I mean, I'm kind of talking like I'm talking to other coaches, but I'm giving you an example based on how I think about stuff, right? Because I'm a big lifter. I love the gym, but then I made it into my business, and then it became showing off myself lifting. And then it was like I was clocking in as, Casey Joe fucking LLC, rather than just Casey Joe me as a person. And that discrepancy between the two caused a lot of stress with me. I went to the gym today and I just chilled out. I wasn't thinking about how, I got to make these posts because my own brain in the past said I got to do it. I'm just like, I'm going to just do what I need to do. I'm going to love the lift. I'm going to feel it in my fucking muscles. I'm going to get more mind-muscle connection anyways. I don't know if you're a lifter, but if you can understand what I'm saying, equate it out to whatever you're doing. Remember why you started. Love what you love to do, again. Not because you got to show it off on Instagram as a way of showing everyone else that you are who you say you are. Because that's why I was doing it. I'm like, oh, well, I talk all this game, I got to show off that I'm doing it. I don't care. You can believe me or not, Because it's so fucking exhausting to, like, show it off. And I'm probably going to start posting more on my Instagram stories again in the future. But it hasn't been good to me. So whatever you got going on, I mean, my guess is, oh, gotta love the couple walking by just staring at me. But, yeah, whatever you got going on, just remember why you started and start to love it again. Because the latter is burnout and misery. Live in the now. Read The Power of Now. I love you, boys.